Inhale, lift the arms. Now from here, let's bring the hands together. Bring the elbows in together. So it's not an eagle arm, but it's kind of similar. We'll drop down into that front leg. Feeling more strength in your front hip the lower you come. Lifting up, keeping the elbows together, keep the knee bend in the front, and looking out through the space maybe in those wrists, folding in. Good. And rising up. And push the hands high and float the arms down. We're going to step your back leg in and come back into the other side. So set, step back, square to the front, drop knee bend in the front, straight leg behind you, rising up. Hands together, elbows together. Sinking in and drop. And rise. Lifting up, 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 open, and fold. Checking that alignment on that front leg, and rise. And stretching high, and then reaching down. Reach down to the floor, turn the back heel, stepping the back leg in. Okay, so we will bring those two together into our eagle. Stand on your right, wrap, squeeze, float the arms wide, wrapping under, dropping in, constantly moving this one, down, torso then rises, eye gaze comes forward, pressing the elbows high, still sit deep in your hips. Unravel your arms, lifting your leg up and step to your warrior one. Drop, sink, lift, hands, elbows, drop, and rise. And drop. Bring your hands all the way down. Turn your heels, step your back foot in. As you rise up, stay in that left side. Lift, squeeze into your eagle leg. Right arm underneath. Sink. Good. Dropping height here. Rolling forward. Then we're lifting elbows. Come up. Stay deep in those legs. Lifting. As we come up, unravel, lift, step back. Nice and strong in the front there, palms down, elbows down, folding in. Coming up, don't lose the knee, bend in that front knee. Challenge into your strength, lift, good, drop. Straight, strong back knee, land your hands, step your front foot back, this time ladies, all the way back. Pedal out through those heels, and we'll come in through, and we'll flow, so we'll float the body forward to plank. Knees dropping down, untuck your toes, sinking back through child's pose. Slowly rolling up into your cat stretch, into your cow, lifting high, back to your child's pose. Nice long arm line, really reach forward to the front of the mat, tuck toes, sinking hips nice and high. Float forward gently. Knees are dropping in, elbows pinned in, send them back towards your ribs and rolling through. Okay, staying here, we go up dog or our cobra. Just activate, squeeze the shoulders together, back away from the ears, and lift. And lower. And release out, hands forward. And that full prostration move, so fingertips together, thumbs come to the back of the neck. Ready, just release the arms out. So we'll come into our scorpion twist stretch. So the hands are wide and open up through the front of the hips. So this stretch is great for hips, but it's also really good and quite intense for your shoulder. So thinking our move will come over like this. So we're pushing in out of this side, pick up this leg. Okay, so if you're rolling over to your right, it's left hand props and helps, and then the left heel comes up. Coming over and over. Now be mindful of how much stretch you take in through that shoulder. How you will change that is if the arm comes in, there's less stretch. If it goes higher up or if it bends, there'll be more stretch. So check in with how much you want. So that foot comes all the way over, rest of the head goes all the way over, keep pushing it over, toes tap down towards the floor. Breathe nice and easy. When you're ready to roll back out and release, let it go. And we just change sides. So the hand position changes slightly, opening up or back, up and over, rolling as little or more weight onto your bottom shoulder as you need to. Front shoulder opens. And releasing out. Nice. And then switch sides. So coming over, see if you feel like you want a little bit more on the arm. Edge the arm away. Inhale, exhale when you're in that pose. And over. And through to the other side. So a wonderful move for mobilizing. Come gently back into the center. We'll work from here into our half bow pose. So we're lifting up, activate through the back of the body. This hand comes forward and we'll tuck in through our left leg. Bring the heel in towards the hip and then sweep the hand back. Take hold of the foot. Good, squeeze and lift. So you can come up as strong in this as you need to, or we drop down and make it nice and passive. So pushing out of the floor, pushing foot to hand, might rise up a little bit, and then bring it down, soften, and release. And one more, staying on that side, pushing up, and releasing. Nice big stretch through the front of your thigh. Let it go. Let's come to the other side. So to start with, bring the heel in, rock maybe forward, side to side. Give yourself a little push up. Sweep the hand back, same arm, same foot. Doesn't matter what you can get hold of, maybe your toes, ankles. Just be mindful if you've got on the side is perfectly fine. If you struggle to get this, so coming onto the side is fine here, just stay here. But what that means is that the knee can come forward a little bit more and the stretch is less intense. Otherwise, we're coming back here. If we're over on our front, the floor stops us from making it too easy, okay? So coming up, pushing in, And you just choose what option is best for you, for your body. Okay? And then squeeze, pushing up, lifting the knee, driving nice and high in the foot, and let it go. Good. Releasing the legs down. So from here, if you want to take the option of bringing both feet in, okay, squeezing them in, you can either hold them here and just bring the hands back into the back pockets and just open through your shoulders and just hold them. But when you're holding them in, don't think about cramping up through the backs of your hamstrings. Use the powerful position of your glutes. If you can reach back and hold onto them and you want to come into a full bow, you can. If that's too much for you, just stay here with me. Squeezing in, lift, lift, lift. Push the feet towards the ceiling. And then release it. Let go. And roll the hands either side of your shoulders. Pushing up and sinking back. So take your time to come back into this deeper position because our lower back's been in extension. So let's be kind to it as we transition through. So we stay in that spinal work, strong in our legs, coming back up to all fours. Let's find our thread needle pose. So nice and wide in the knees, so you've got some good balance here. Inhaling, lift, and then sliding gently through, reach. Soften the shoulder, the side of the head down towards the floor. Feel the stretch in the hips, keep the hips high if you need to. Pushing in, we're rising back up, lift, and then sliding back. Now bring the hand back towards, if you're reaching towards your back ankle or knee, slight different angle. Take a breath in and out whilst you're there, and then pressing into your support hand. You're rising all the way up. Stack those shoulders, lift. And then this time we'll slide towards the front. Lengthen. Might need to move your support hand over slightly. Finding a different position in through your back. Press gently into the hand and rising up. Good. Land those hands. And let's come into the other side. So inhale, lift, taking the hand to 3 places as we rotate through. Sliding through. And rising up. Sliding to the back. Nice and slow in your breathing in this position. Inhaling as you lift. Pushing the floor away from you. And then exhaling, coming in towards the front. Feel the difference in your stretch point that back. And then rising up gently. Coming down. Let's come up and off the knees in between those. We'll just put that into a bit of a flow. Push back into your down dog. Pedal out through those heels. Come into a flow through the center, float forward. Knees down if you need it. Exhale, lower. Rolling up, squeeze the elbows in, lifting up. Sink hips back to heels, find your down child's pose. Bring your hands in underneath, that's set into that horse stance or pointer. Inhale, lift, and find the position that you preferred. Side, back, or forward, and slide it through. Nice, and then gently pushing into the floor, rising up. land the hand, reach the hands way out in front of you, tuck the toes, come forward, go to plank, then to a downward facing dog, and then in through your flow. So let's flow forward and down and lift as high as you need to, and sinking back. Bring those hands under shoulders last time through, rising up through and slide through. Your favorite spot, the one you get the most from. Lifting up and gently releasing down. Sink those hips back to the heels and find that child's pose. Dropping in. In this position, we'll come gently up and over to seated. Coming down onto your mat, I'm going to roll down and find some resting poses here. Curling all the way down in through our spine. Support yourself on the way down. Let go, let go, let go. So focus gently on through the back of your neck. Maybe reach those hands up behind you, closing your eyes, and then curl the chin into the chest. Find some length into your neck. And then releasing all the way down. It's not quite a crunch, but just lining up through the spine. From here, let's curl the knees into the chest. Give ourselves a nice big hug. Now, do find some mobilizing here, side to side. Keep the right knee in towards the chest and just float the left leg long. Let it land on the floor. That right knee in really, really close. So we want to close contact between the thigh, the torso, really squeezing in as strongly as you can. Nice big bind over your top knee. If your knee is sore, you can bind it underneath your knee, really squeezing it in. Deepening into that squeeze on the top leg. Take a nice deep breath in. Squeeze a bit harder, just a fraction, and then release the right leg. Let it go. Let that go. Let that land. So this is our wind relieving pose. We come into this pose, we draw that right knee in first. Lots of compression through the hip, working our digestive system. Now the left leg comes in. Squeezing gently in. So remember, you've got the option on top of the leg or underneath the knee. Squeezing it in nice and tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So if it feels better to go wider towards the armpit, take it there. Really curling in. Focusing on the other side of our digestive tract. Squeeze a little bit longer. So lengthening through the lower back. Taking a moment where we reduce the blood flow in through the leg. Compression in through the hip. Nice close contact in the torso. Squeeze and hold. And then release the leg long. Let it go. Allowing ourselves to flush that nice blood supply down the legs. Take a moment for that to land. And then both knees are coming in. This time, we'll see if we can wrap and lift a little higher, holding on to the forearms or the elbows, or maybe just the wrists. Curling those knees in towards the chest. Really squeezing in here as much as you can. No reason why you can't rock gently side to side, but we'll squeeze and hold and squeeze and hold. And here, focusing our awareness on our transverse colon, the one that travels laterally. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you think you've squeezed enough, squeeze a tiny bit more. Squeeze and let it go. Let that land. Here we'll bring some awareness into the front of the hips and activate the back of the body. So walk the feet gently underneath the knees, land the feet, and we'll push up through our bridge pose. So pressing those hips nice and high. Squeeze and lift. Keep the knees tracking the hips, drawing them in gently, switching on through the inner thighs. Lift. Now if you can and you want to, you roll off your heels and then roll your spine gently back down, landing one vertebrae at a time. And from here, we'll curl the knees in, kick the legs nice and high, and we find our waterfall pose. Legs are in the air. Turn the toes in towards the shins. And from here, we'll reach up towards the feet, bending the knees lots, and we'll find our happy baby pose. So happy baby being long in the spine. If you feel you're curled up here and here, okay, try to drive the tailbone gently down and rest through the back of the neck. You can mobilize here left to right if it feels good. Nice big stretch for the lower back through the glutes. And then the soles of the feet roll gently in together. And then they land. And then we'll float the arms up and overhead, holding onto the elbows into this reclined butterfly or Supta Bandha Konasana posture, opening your hips. If it feels good to do so here, we can push into the feet and float those hips off the ground. If there's not a need though, you don't have to do it. It just feels a bit stronger. Rocking in gently. Opening the rib cage. Unfold the arms when you're ready, you just release them down. Roll those feet gently in together. Knees squeeze in together. And we'll roll through those poses again. Pushing gently up to bridge, inhaling, push, hips high. Really lift the chest, draw it in towards the chin. Roll off the heels, rolling down. Let one vertebrae at a time land. Tucking your knees in. Kick the legs high, find your waterfall like you're standing on the ceiling. And then curl the head, neck and shoulders up. Reach towards those feet. You can come up with a straight leg to start with. And then bending in and rolling back down. Happy baby pose. So whether we hold the outside or the inside of the foot doesn't really matter. And take the knees wide towards the armpits or outside the torso. Rocking side to side. And then soles of the feet come in together. Rolling gently down. Let them land. Open the arms. Soften and land into the elbows. Torso's nice and lifted. arms and releasing down. I'll come through that just one more time. Land the feet. Our last few moves. Rolling up. Find your bridge. If it feels nice on your bridge, just to release the arms overhead. And bring them down. So we might roll up to the toes. We might just keep the feet flat, rolling all the way in. Curling, landing the spine. Knees are tucking in. Reaching legs high. Waterfall. Feel weightless in these legs when they're up here. Reaching up. Use the core to rise. And then hold the feet. Knees are wide. Rocking in. Soles of the feet gently in together. And those feet. Float the arms up and over. Position, remember pushing into the feet, float the hips up slightly if you want to, you don't have to. And take another couple of breaths as you rise and fall in through the belly and the chest. Keeping the eyes closed. And when you're ready, take the body out, lengthen nice and tall. Take any other little stretches you need to. And then we'll come on up for seated. Finish our practice. Focusing on the neck, or drop the hands out, push the floor away from you, dropping into your right side, dropping the shoulder away from the ear, and then over to the left. And then back into neutral, take a breath in. All the way up. And all the way down. Thank you for your energy this morning. Om Namaste. Well done. Awesome.